hard on those kicks.
Yeah, they said he likes to practice the kicks. He's putting a lot of work in, and tonight it paid off for him. He got the win in the second round.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go on to the next fight of the night.
That.
Brought to you by Firekeepers Casino. Introducing you your next fighter, Jason Andrews.
This guy has had 6 months of grappling and boxing training.
5'5", 141 pounds, fighting out of the red corner. 1 win, 2 losses. Boxing and grappling's a good combination.
Definitely. In this sport, you want to have the biggest background you can. You don't just want one trick in your bag. You want them all.
You got to have them all. That is true.
Crowd got kind of angry there for a second because the Wolfman over here's mic wasn't working for his post-fight interview.
Well, everybody wants to hear the Wolfman howl every now and then.
I don't think we can let that go. Here he comes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you your next fighter, Jimmy Marker.
148 pounds. And the height advantage.
5'9". This is his first fight for Jimmy Marker, fighting out of the blue corner.
So he has the height advantage and the weight advantage.
But not the experience advantage.
He might be nervous, but
going into a cage the first time will really press on you.
Exactly.
Joe.
Jimmy Marker is from Sturgis, Michigan, so he's going to have the home team advantage.
This crowd really does seem to get vocal about their hometown fighters.
Speaking of hometown fighters, Wolfman, didn't you have a fight in Sturgis, Michigan
ladies
once?
and gentlemen, it's time for your Michigan Battle League formal introductions. First, introduce you the fighter standing to my left, fighting out of the red corner. Weighing in at 141 pounds, standing 5'5", putting his 1-2 record on the line tonight. He's trained by Michael Robinson, fighting out of Three Rivers, Michigan, Jason Andrews. And now, introduce you to the fighter standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. Weighing in at 148 pounds, standing 5'9". This is his debut MMA event. He's an independent mixed martial artist fighting out of Sturgis, Michigan, Jimmy Marker.
You can tell the crowd really loves these home team guys.
These independents, it's like the Wild Wild West. You don't know what to expect. Jason coming out as a southpaw. Some scrappiness going on.
They seem to be feeling each other out for a second, but now the action started.
Oh,
nice.
Heavy takedown off the cage.
Holding the head there is not usually a good idea. In the half guard now. And a full mount. Grapevining him out. Nice elbow to the ribs. Corner's telling him to walk his legs to the cage. The best thing you could do is do a nice bridge off the cage with your legs.
Jason going in for some ground and pound.
And some good ones to the body and head here.
Come on, Jimmy. Lock up, Jay. Lock up. Use that to free your Jimmy. You gotta make sure it works. Come on, Jimmy. Roll up.
Jimmy's corner is calling for him
over
to
here.
make a roll
Hook lost for a second. Get that hook back in.
Jimmy looks like he might be able to roll him off, but he's got it.
Go for the back. Should switch to an armbar here. He's already lost the position. Really should go for that arm or hop back up.
Jimmy's corner's calling him for him to stand up.
Possibly armbar, reverse triangle position here. Or just good old-fashioned ground and pound.
That looks like it hurts.
He's got his arm all twisted behind his back, behind his head, please style. Pulling
Jimmy's
that arm now,
corners
working for
calling
the arm
for
bar.
those knees.
Let's get that knee down, pitching the, coming out the back.
Oh, heavy knee.
That looked brutal.
Yeah,
Heavy knee
didn't
to the
quite hit,
midsection.
luckily.
Both fighters back to their feet now. And we're going back down to the ground.
Straight in a mount. Dominant position yet again.
Driving his shoulder right into the face. That is not pleasant.
Looking for a key lock there. We got the head in.
Almost. Oh. Vicious body shot, and then one to the
Jason's
head.
just holding
corner
the top wrist position
is
for some
calling
ground
for
and
the
pound.
Americana.
Oh, he's looking dazed. Looking dazed. This could be done soon.
This is a bad
Got the back
position.
mount.
The crowd is
not-
going absolutely crazy
You do not want
right
to give a
now.
boxer free reign to punch you. Oh my
It's
God.
over.
And that's it.
They're hugging it out here. Nice sportsmanship shown by both guys here.
Definitely. This fight took a lot out of both fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end of this bout comes at 2 minutes and 49 seconds into the first round. Your winner, Jason Andrews.
Jason's posing for his picture with Casey right now.
All right, Jason.
Good job by Jason.
We're going to
Good
break
ground
this one
control.
down, my friend. You had control of that fight throughout the majority of the fight. A few different submission attempts. You tried the triangle from the top, triangle from the bottom. You tried to sink in that arm bar. You just kept grinding. Is that part of your game plan when you come in just to keep that high pressure up?
Generally more a stand-up guy. I want to try to work on the ground. Try something new this time.
Well, you tried something new and it worked for you. So are you going to carry that into your next fight, same game plan? Or you just want to stand and bang?
I want to improve stand-up and ground. Try to better everything I got going.
Well, you got it all going for you tonight, and you got the win. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Andrews.
The crowd really went wild over that last fight, but you know, I think what would really vamp these fights up is if these guys worked on their ground moves, you know.
They do need some help with their submission game, their submission defense, especially these guys. Now, Jason had really good ground control there, but especially holding the wrist down for the ground and pound like he was going for a top wrist lock.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Fight number 7 on the
These guys
night.
can really work on their
Introducing
catch
you your
wrestling
next
game.
fighter, Matt Tristram.
We have another independent fighter. Turns out his name's Tristram.
230 pounds at 5 feet 11. His opponent's coming in at 247 at 6 feet. This is going to be like Clash of the Titans. It's going to be two big guys.
There's a 12-pound difference there. That's impressive.
Looks like Matt's got a standing record of 1-1.
Pretty close in height. I mean, one's 5'11 and one's 6, so.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these amateur fighters really need to work on their technique. A lot of fairly slappy punches, but good action. I mean, they're aggressive. So these guys could, stand due to getting some, legitimate gyms, or maybe even check out my DVDs online at thecombatsystem.com. And especially the submission game, the submission defense, that's what they need to be doing.
Well, technique's everything for everybody. Not just the pros or the amateurs. I mean, you really have to be an all-around rounded fighter to step into the rings and compete.
Not only do you have to be rounded, but you have to make sure you remember everything you've learned. We've had wrestlers out there getting taken down time after time.
It's MMA, that happens.
Well, when you get in there under the bright lights, sometimes things don't work the way you planned them in training.
Sure, that frustrates the corners.
Matt's now in
And
the
now,
ring.
ladies and gentlemen, introducing you your next fighter, the Irish brawler, Hugh Williams.
And now fighting out of the blue corner, he weighs 247 pounds, 6'0", 0-0, independent. So you never know with that. Fighting out of Three Rivers, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Williams. Now, it says he's independent. What I find interesting here is that it's listed as Army combatives. So I don't know if he's currently enlisted or was in the Army for a tour, but I'm really interested to see what he can do with the Army combatives program, which has come quite a long way. Started a lot with the Jiu-Jitsu and the Rangers, and they really work on their close quarters combat skills, which, you know, on the ground, pressed up against the cage, that's really what you see.
I have to agree. I mean, this is his first fight, but those Army combatives might have given him an edge.
Time for your formal introductions. First, introduce you the fighter standing to my left, fighting out of the red corner. Weighing in at 235 pounds, standing 5'11", putting his 1-1 record on the line tonight. He's an independent mixed martial artist fighting out of Three Rivers, Michigan, Matt Tyrastram. And now, introduce you the fighter standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. Weighing in at 247 pounds, standing 6 foot tall. This is his debut MMA event. He fights out of Three Rivers, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Irish brawler, Hugh Williams.
Both of these guys are from Three Rivers, Michigan. I wonder if they've, you know, talked before this.
Yeah, maybe they've been sharing some beers before this event. Maybe they went to high school together. You never know what the background is in some of these events.
Well, this will be interesting. He was billed as the Irish brawler.
Both guys southpaw. Hard left hand there.
Hugh trying to get a hold of
Matt
him.
looking for the guillotine hold here.
Matt throwing some punches going into the front face lock.
Hugh Williams pushing him against the cage. Let's see how Army combatives taught him about guillotine defense. Prying the hand there. That's not bad. Matt climbing the cage here a little bit, trying to get that guillotine a little bit tighter. Throwing some right hands here. Oh, good right hand
Matt
landed.
throwing the hands.
The front headlock position, throwing some knees now.
Seems like Hugh keeps getting stuck in this same position.
Now dropping the head away from punches when you don't have that much experience in the cage. That's what shows, and he's rocked a little bit by the left hand.
If Matt worked on his game,
Oh, Hughes Williams is looking away from the punches. You can't be doing that in the cage.
this is his third time being in this front headlock position. If Matt worked
Matt
on
Tristram's
his
working
game,
that guillotine again. Sorry to cut you off there, Caitlin. Working the guillotine again, but now he's giving up in the front turtle position. Trapping that arm, working some left hands now.
it seems he could have already finished this fight from going from the choke in the front headlock.
That's true, but these guys do, you know, they're amateurs. They need to work on their finishing skills. Nice left hand here. Matt's got his legs sprawled out pretty good. He seems to control his position pretty well. I wonder if he has any wrestling background.
It's a possibility.
From what I'm seeing here, I would think that Matt has some type of formal training.
He's got a near wrist here. Could possibly work that behind the back for a rare hammerlock like Phil Davis did, or I pulled one off the other night.
Corner's calling for the elbows.
Elbows or knees.
Kind of messing up a little bit here going to his back is Matt. This might put Hughes back into the fight.
But then again, Hughes is trying to go up against the cage. So
Matt's got his weight on him again, and that's probably going to be the toe and blow. This is going to be gassing an inexperienced fighter out. Looking for the elbows there. A little chicken wing elbow action to the head.
Just raining punches on the back of the head.
Yeah, he's pretty much been in full control this entire fight so far. You know, having two fights against a guy with zero is quite a big advantage, even at 1-on-1, because you get over those nerves your first couple fights. 10 seconds. These are only 3-minute rounds, I believe, and
yes,
this one's almost over. It's amazing that Hughes survived this.
3 3-minute rounds is what we're working with today.
both of these guys look pretty tired.
Guys, you're watching ACSLive.tv. coming April 19th this year. WXC, The Resurrection. April 19th live.
Free stuff,
ACSLive.tv. Your home for all your amateur mixed martial arts action.
I can't get to you. I'm going to throw it out.
And Prison City Fight League, The Asylum. I never thought I would be calling this guys out there on the underground for none other than Quincy Cubone Rice, but that's my job. And Quincy Rice defends Prison City Fight League coming up, and that's something you might know something about.
Corner's getting out of there. We're about to start again.
Now let's see if Hugh Williams can summon his warrior spirit here, get some air into those lungs, and go out there and throw some heavy punches. Problem is he was looking away from a lot of them.
Well, we got our second round 2 fight.
Let's throw some heavyweight leather out there. Rob, is this an official heavyweight slobber knocker?
This could be an official heavyweight slobber knocker.
He made an attempt for the...
Matt is definitely out there throwing some heavy right hands.
He went...
He's got a headlock, but this ain't the schoolyard. This is MMA in the cage, and that does not work unless you got that throat.
He just couldn't get it over his hip.
Well, Matt seems to have the better wrestling hips, the better sprawls, the better wrestling positional experience here.
Matt's rib is...
He really knows how to put his weight on him and just position him where he wants him.
Yeah, top control weight distribution, as Dan Severn taught me. That's really the most important thing in a fight. Good TKO. Oh, time. I'm not sure if there was a tap
here. Was that a timeout or a tap? Oh,
maybe back of the head shot?
Mouthpiece came
back
out?
Of the head shot being called by the referee.
There's a 1-point deduction on this.
This is our first fight in the second round. That could be huge.
This is our second fight.
This is our second.
Second fight, that's right. Point deductions are pretty rare in MMA. And it looks like they're giving up. TKO, put a fork in him, he's done.
He called this by verbal submission.
It can be quite a culture shock getting in there for the first time, and just getting in there takes quite a bit of balls, quite a bit of guts, and we got to appreciate all these guys going in there and doing what they can do.
Both men showed good sportsmanship. The Irish Brawler from the blue corner is our winner. Hugh Williams with his first win because Matt Treestump from the red corner had multiple blows to the back of the head, and that is illegal.
It's called to an end due to a disqualification for your winner, the Irish Brawler, Hugh Williams.
So even though there was some confusion there that this was a verbal submission, it was not.
The crowd is not happy, but the rules are in place to keep people safe. Headshots like that to the back of the head can cause severe damage later on in life. You really got to protect your fight.
Multiple warnings from the ref. The ref had given multiple warnings. The refs really not happy with the crowd's reaction to this call.
Look, the ref's sitting there doing his job. When he gives you a direction in the ring, you have to take it, or you get disqualified. That's what we see here.
Exactly, and it is a little understandable from the crowd's perspective. They just want a good show. All right, fighting out of the red corner in our next matchup for 250 pounds.
Finally, a gentleman in my own weight class.
5'11". He was in the U.S. Army for 3 years. Ryan Lechel? Ryan Lechel, 3 years in the U.S. Army.
Yeah, he listed as being trained by the United States Army. He has a record of 5-5. He's probably going to try to put on a very impressive show for us here.
From Indiana.
That's the most experienced fighter so far, so I'm excited to see that. Let's see if his Army experience and perhaps Army combatives training could pay off a little bit better than the last fighter, who we don't know. We don't know how much time he spent in the Army, but this fighter here seems to be much more experienced. 5-5, that's 10 fights, and that's more than most of these other guys put together.
I mean, his record stands for itself. He obviously has the experience.
Introducing you your next fighter, Darren the Destroyer Duncan.
Darren Duncan, the Destroyer, from the blue corner at 226 pounds.
6 feet tall and independently trained with a record of 1-1.
This is a pretty big weight gap here, 250 to 226.
24 pounds is a massive weight difference. That's going to put in a lot into the ground game, even the weight of the punches that he can throw. 24 pounds is a huge weight disadvantage.
You know, my physics teacher would absolutely be having fun with this. He'd be having us doing all these crazy problems about the mass and...
That's because physics teachers are evil.
Evil. So, Mr. Baker, the very unlikely chance that you are watching this right now, please don't fail me.
If he fails you, well,
while we're on shout-outs, thank you to Mauro Ranello, King Mo, and Julie Kedzie for the awesome shout-out they gave my dad and I last night on Invicta FC.
Yeah, the Invicta fights were amazing. Those women really put on a show. They really showed a lot of great technique. And, I support all MMA, women's MMA, and all of that.
Introduce you first, your fighter.
I have to support women's MMA because most of them could take me.
Especially Rose with her flying armbar. That was killer.
I've seen spider monkeys at the zoo do that.
Hoo-ah!
You are not one of those.
Out of Elkhart, Indiana, Ryan the Outlaw Lachelle. And now, introduce you to the fighter standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. Weighing into 226 pounds, standing 6 foot tall, putting his 1-1 record on the line tonight. He's an independent mixed martial artist fighting out of Three Rivers, Michigan, Darren the Destroyer Duncan.
We have quite a few fighters tonight coming from Three Rivers.
That's true.
Do they just
Looks like
breed
Ryan
them
comes
out
all the
there?
way from Elkhart, Indiana.
Ready, fight.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. They touch gloves and they start to circle.
Ryan comes in with a bit of a jump knee there, didn't land.
Valiant effort.
Ryan really moving for a guy his size. You don't see as much movement out of the larger fighters.
Like
He
you
looks
ever
like a powerful guy.
I'm also not a fighter anymore.
Whoa, boy!
And the announcing table, we almost had a Spanish announcing table incident.
He had.
Oh, face down. The ref stops the fight.
Vicious right knee against the cage.
He's still out.
I gotta say, for Darren Duncan, this is a huge win against a much more experienced Ryan Lachelle.
One knee and down. Oh my God. Great show of respect from both fighters.
You know, we have a lot of sportsmanship tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 36 seconds in round one by knee knockout. Your winner, Darren the Destroyer Duncan.
He lived up to the name Destroyer. That was a devastating knee.
Even like 30 seconds afterwards, he was still out.
You really got to collect yourself after something
nice
like
knee
that.
knockout, just like
you lived up to your
girl in
nickname
Invicta
today.
last
You got a
night
little
during the fight that you got the shout
destruction
out
in
Absolutely.
tonight. Nice
That was
vicious
crazy.
knee.
Miriam
Started off, kind of
Nakamoto.
tried to stand and bang with him, but he ran from you for a minute. You reeled him in. You got the win. How's it feel?
Feels awesome, man. I just want to thank my best friend Crystal, my best friend Frankie, my homeboy Matt Treestra, my homeboy Derek Ice, That's it.
That's it, man. A few words, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Darren the Destroyer Duncan.
He is living up to his nickname.
He did indeed. I mean, that was quite an upset, I
Yeah.
would say.
Ladies and
1-1
gentlemen, at
going
this
against
time
a
we're
guy
going to take another
5-5.
break. A little intermission, but once again, grab yourself a cocktail,
more
get
than
yourself
that.
some food,
Well, yeah, 5
grab
times
me a
the amount.
cocktail while you're at it. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Hey, Caitlin, to answer your question earlier, yes, I've been to Sturgis, Michigan before. I used to train at the Coldwater Cloning Facility under Dan Severn's tutelage, and once had a match here in Sturgis, Michigan, a submission match against this two-time NCAA champ wrestler by the name of Earl, who was the strongest guy I probably ever tied up with. And I kept trying to take him down. Shot a great double. He was like hitting a wall. He pulled me right up. Ran around trying to tire the big guy out. And finally jumped up for a guillotine. He slammed me to the ground. The crowd went wild thinking he had got me. But really I got him in a tight guillotine choke that made him tap out and fall over.
I'm not surprised he had one of the strongest tie-ups. I mean, those wrestlers are tough.
Yeah, he told me he was weighing about 220. But I think it was really more around the lines 250, 255, somewhere around that. And I was a felt 197 back then, if anyone can actually believe it.
Felt.
Looks like we're getting the cage wiped up here, taking a tiny break before our next fight. Guys, make sure you check out my website at thecombatsystem.com, thecombatsystem.com for all your MMA, striking, catch wrestling, and combatives information that you'll need, DVD packages, to watch my fights, to watch some of my stunts. Hope you don't mind the shameless plug, and maybe some of you fighters out there will give it a look-see. Guys, make sure to go to intimidationclothing.com. Intimidation, imposing your will. Guys, all stay tuned for more action. That was a great knee knockout we had there. We've had some vicious ground and pound tonight. We've had some chokeholds to begin the night, and I'm sure there is more to come. Eight fights down, 6 to go. Plenty of action coming up.
Rob, you loving it, man.
That's fun. Oh, no, everybody loves it.
April 27th, coming at you from the Avalon Hotel in Jackson, Michigan. PCFL live. Coming at you live on ACSLive.tv, or get a ticket from your favorite fighter. Show up at the Avalon Hotel back on Old Holiday Inn Drive there in Jackson, Michigan off of 127th. Big man Joe Sharp here in attendance tonight himself. And we got WXC coming up on the 19th. That's your Sooner. 2 weeks from now, WXC Resurrection, April 19th, 2013. WXC coming back under new ownership, alive and ready. Calling this one Resurrection. Ashley, you've been a ring girl for them. How you like it?
Alicia, you turd. Really? Really?
Ashley, Alicia, I just got, I'm dying today. Today I'm getting choked from behind by our camera girl.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Alicia, how do you like working with WXC?
Well, you know, it's a good time, always. You know, get to meet lots of awesome people like yourself who can't even remember my name. It's bad.
I medicated a little too much. You know, it's Michigan.